Here is a pendant I wear almost every day. I have created this for a period of 3 years. It's a really special piece as it's always evolving, adding items I like from time to time. It's made up of a grandfather's clock's brass cogwheel, a clock I was gifted by Avni, and I still have the clock at home. While the back end is made from a kitchen thermometer that I got from Milena, and she also gave me that tiny elephant sculpture. 4 of my teeth have been extracted in the last 2 years. I'm also a big fan of ladybirds, so I have 3 of them. Then there's this brass sculpture that depicts a female body. The pendant itself is enclosed in electrical wire that is bound together using copper wire and tape all round and behind. Then there are these thread beads that I got from my late friend Margareta. May her soul rest in peace. I am going to be demonstrating how I added this Ethiopian Orthodox cross, yet another great find that is going to be added to this pendant. The first step is to identify the perfect place that our pendant is going to be installed. And that seems like a good place. We are going to make use of those small tiny holes. And for the top, we are going to make use of that loop. And we are going to attach it with wire. And the center part will come through that hole and attach it to those wires. And for the top, the wire will come out from the back side and go around those wires. So let's begin by cutting about 15 to 20 centimeters of brass wire. This is a gauge 22 hard brass wire. And then remember those holes. We are going to use that as a guideline. So take your pliers and estimate the distance between those 2 holes, and that is going to guide us in how we are going to bend our wire. Like so. Place your wire in between the pliers and bend it on either side. And then using that, we are going now to insert the wires on both of the holes, and then we are going to press the wire until it comes into contact with the pendant. And then you're going to use your pliers and press it down until it comes into contact with the pendant. And once you've done that, you'll have something that looks like that. On the back side, bring the wires to a crisscross, like so. And then you're going to take your pliers and press it at that position, and then you're going to start twisting your wire until that wire locks into place and there's no movement between the wire and the pendant. And once you've done that, you're going to take the small wire and you're going to bend it round the longer wire. And then take your side cutter and trim it right at the end of that small wire, like so. And finally, what remains is to take your pliers and press it so that there is no sharp end on that finish. So now we are going to go to the top part. Again, take your brass wire, cut it about 15 to 20 centimeters. And then this time, you're going to take your round nose pliers And we are going to create a loop like that. And using that loop, you're going to insert it on the top part of the pendant as shown in the video. Again, on the back side, just do a crisscross of the wires. And we're just going to repeat the process. Using your pliers, press just below the crisscross, and this time you're going to bend the small wire onto the longer wire. Do like 2 loops, and then take the side cutter and trim it. And again, just tuck that sharp wire so that there is no sharp ends. And then once you've done that, now you're going to insert both wires accordingly. The center wire goes through the center hole, and the top wire will go underneath the electrical wires and come out on the back end. You can use your pliers to pull it and also tighten it. Okay, so ensure that the pendant is resting at a good spot. And using one of your fingers, you're going to hold it in place on the back end. And using your pliers, you're going to pull the wire and tighten that pendant. And then just give that wire a small bend. Then we're going to take that wire and drive it underneath the wire that is on the original pendant. Then we are going to use the pliers just to bend it round the other wire as tightly as possible. And we are going to go ahead and do a second loop on the original wire. And again, use the pliers just to tighten it so that it's held in place. So that part is done, and it's a little bit strong in place. So now we're going to shift our attention to the top part. And in this case, we're going to take that wire and we are going to round it round the electrical wires. While you're doing this, be careful not to prick yourself. You can also use the provided tools that are there, the pliers to pull, and also you can also use a round nose pliers just to pull the wire if it's in tight spots. And then we're going to round it once again. And once you've done that, now what remains is to secure that wire onto that spot. So we are going to round it around that area around 2 times. And remember, this is a hard brass, so make use of the tools. Just round it once or twice, and then we are going to insert that wire underneath the other wire that rounded the electrical wires, just to completely secure it in place. Again, make use of the tool, the round nose pliers, just to pull that wire if it's in a tight spot, and then you can shift to the pliers and just tighten it firmly. And then now we are going to back bend that wire on the opposite side, and then use your side cutter, trim it, leaving a small piece that you're going to press and lock it into place. And that's how you add a found object item onto your jewelry, onto your pendant. Oh, just on the last part, we forgot this part. So we're going to do another rounding of the original wire, and then we are going to snip that wire and press it with the pliers to ensure that there are no sharp ends on your jewelry. This is a piece that stirs up so much attention anywhere I go. I get stopped everywhere by curious onlookers. One of the most difficult questions I encounter is, what is this? What are you wearing? And most times I don't have an answer because, as I've already stated, this piece has taken me 3 years to create. And until now, I have not had a right or wrong answer. But it has come to my realization that this piece represents me. And for that reason, I title it Self-Portrait. Of course, not your ordinary self-portrait. More so, the cogwheel at the center somewhat represents a compass. Something that is true is that I'm still trying to find my true north, be it in life or in my career. Well, my hope is that you enjoyed watching this video. This is a process of my craft, a process of my practice. And if you did, like, subscribe, share this video with a friend. And my hope is that I'll see you in the next video.